Hi there, my name's Paul Collins. I'm the CEO and co-founder of SkillsTX, and for the next few minutes I'm going to take you through a demo of the employee user experience aspects of the system. So let's have a look at what we've got in store. So we've broken the video down into chapters. We're going to start with the self-assessment process, which is capturing a skill inventory. Once we've got that data in the system, we'll have a look at how you can review and update your skills. Then compare your skills to what we call requirements. These are very often a job or a role within the organization. Managing evidence, so providing evidence to support your skills, and most importantly, the creation and development of action plans in collaboration with your leadership. So just pause there and I'll jump over into the system. Okay, the self-assessment starts off in one of two ways. In most cases, within the administration aspects of SkillsTX, your details will be loaded into the system and an invite will be sent via email that looks similar to what you can see on the page here. Some of our organisations will use the self-registration form, allow people to sign up themselves. Very often those people would be candidates applying for a job from outside of the organisation. So this email can basically be tailored to your requirements, but there's usually a link here, something like Start Assessment. And when we click on that link, we'll be taken into this concept of 1, 2, 3. You can see across the top of the page, those counters will move as we progress through. And the first question we get is just how much experience we've got. I'm just going to select one here and just dive in to the first few surveys. So now the system knows my level of experience and it will have tailored the surveys accordingly. And basically I just worked through these surveys in order. You can see if I decide that I've maybe misunderstood, I can start again. But just to show you what we have in here, when you click Start Survey, it will prompt you to say, have you actually watched the tutorial? And if you say no, it will take you to the tutorial. Once you're in these surveys, basically read the question and make the appropriate selection. Okay, so those are the self-assessment surveys. Let's now have a look at the Planner Console, as we call it, where you can review and edit your skill profile. Okay, so here we are, Chapter 2, reviewing your skill profile. There's a dialogue at the end of those surveys that requests that you create a user and takes you through a password reset dialogue. Some organizations, in fact many organizations, will actually use single sign-on, so that might not be necessary, but you can do either. So this person has been through the surveys, has a user account and has logged in. Quite a highly populated demo here, but let's just have a look at this 1, 2, 3 concept. So you can see across the top of the page, if I hover, I get more descriptions, but these are fully interactive. So the first one is review and refine. I've even got a link here to a training course that's relevant to reviewing and refining. I'm going to click on it, and now what it's done is take me into edit mode. So if this was the first version, it would be based on the survey answers. But I can come in here at any time as I acquire, or maybe skills become redundant, and I can just come in and edit. So if I click on that edit button, I can change this skill here from proficient to say competence and save those changes, and that will update the skill profile. Up here I've got descriptions of what we mean by competent, proficiency and knowledge, so I've got guidelines to help. So certainly over your career you'll be updating your skill profile quite frequently as skills come and go. Okay, we'll move on to Chapter 3. Okay, in this chapter, Chapter 3, we're going to look at how you can compare your skills with skill requirements within your organization. Those skill requirements very often are a job or a role. And again, you can see the concept here. Number 2 is when you're happy that your skill profile is okay, you can then have a look at how you compare to requirements in your organization. So I'm going to click on that, and it's opened up this dialogue. Down here, a list of names, so you can see very much look like jobs or roles. I've got sort capabilities, I can see how well I match. I can click on this and it will actually take me into the description for a program director and give me the skill requirements for that job role or position. In this case, this person is already assigned to a current requirement and to a future requirement, and you can see there's a percentage match progress indicator as this person acquires new skills and progresses towards a perfect, in this case, manager of the program office. Other thing that we can do while we're in here, I can overlay my current requirement with my skill profile, and I get these indicators down here showing me where I match and where I don't, and where I partially match. And hovering over anything in here will give me a description of that skill. The flashing lights here indicating that I have a skill gap there, and I can see exactly what it is. Okay, let's move on to chapter 4. Okay, so chapter 4 is all about recording evidence to support your skill profile. This is good practice in any event. Some organisations will be a little more strict than others to say you need evidence to support the skills you have. So across the top here, I click on evidence, and it's going to give me a list of all the skills that I've recorded. And at the top of the page, evidence that I've already loaded. You can see I've got a certificate and digital credential badge with expiry dates. I can come down here, and against any of these skills, if I hit the plus button, I can come in, add all different types of evidence. This is completely configurable by our customers. I can upload a file, or I can create a link, and I can include an expiry date, and the system will automatically generate notifications when an expiry date is due and if one has actually expired. So keep me informed so I can keep my evidence up to date. So just as simple as that. Okay, final chapter in this short demo, just to give you high-level oversight of the system. And this is all about collaboration and building a career development action plan. So you can see, again, this 1, 2, 3 concept, career development, build your action plan. I'm going to click on it, and it's going to do what it says. It's now took me into my action plan. What I've got here across the top of the page, a couple of actions that have already been created, and these haven't started yet, they're still to do. I can click here, see if I've got any that I've completed, got various sorts, etc. And I can edit this and move it along, so I can move it into, say, in progress or done, for example. So those are existing actions. If I scroll down, I've then got a choice of whether I'm creating actions for my current or future requirements. It's defaulted to current. And down here, if I find a skill that I want to address, these indicators here have got hover information. So red dot is telling me I don't have that skill at all. Amber one here is telling me it's a desirable skill. I'm going to go for this one because these are two red dots, look important. Click on that, and what I can now do is create an action to address this skill. Look at the description of it, do a little bit of research. Seriously, could go and ask ChatGPT whether or not there's any training available for, just cut and paste that description. And then down here you can create an action. Your leadership can also create actions on your behalf, and it will send you a notification if that happens. So you can research, target dates, hyperlink maybe if it's an online course, etc. The system is also able to look at actions that have already been created in the system for this particular skill, and the system has now indicated that there are already actions that we know about. I can grab a bit more information about this action, see what it is. It's actually a CompTIA training course, and if I want to include that action, highlight that, give a bit of a description, again a target date is always a good thing, and just add it to my action plan. So I didn't even need to know whether there was an action there. If the system has been provisioned with these predefined actions, it will give me the list. Okay, so that's really took us through that high level. We've looked at the self-assessment that captures the data, reviewing your skills, being able to keep it up to date. Of course, these print options and such like. Then we can compare our skills to requirements, see what our match percentage is and monitor progress. We can upload evidence to support skills, and very importantly, this action plan is very much continual. And again, you can actually see here we've got this 1, 2, 3 concept just to remind you what best practice is. And if I click on it, as always, it is actually interactive. Okay, hope you enjoyed this short demo, and I'll see you on another demo in the very near future. Thank you.